a gunshot. If the kid is shot, okay, we could take the bullet out, hold that up, put a gauze around it, give him a crutch, like James got crutches, and rock that, right? But you burn him to death. He ain't no phoenix. He ain't coming up from the ashes. Look at about how they get. Could you do it? Isaiah had to let go of his cousin. My cousin. I have a cousin that I was close to like that, and I said, leave your family, so I left. Him too. He know. Same as everybody. Same. You the same. You get the same treatment everybody get. You same. If you following God, that's my theory. If you're following God, you'll understand. I don't know who's following God and who's not following God, but who gets angry and vindictive towards me. Because when you're following God and you ask God, God, why did Jamie leave? God, what's going on? If you're following God and you're praying for me, right? You should be praying for me. If you think that I'm out of sorts, if you're praying for me, you're God, why did Jamie leave? Then he will tell you what you need to know on a need to know basis. And if you are looking at your own life, you're minding your business, you're being busy about your own nest, your household, your nest, busy in your nest about what God is doing with you and for you, then you won't be upset about my nest, will you? Right? You will know that if God tells me, if I get up and do something, you know me, right? Right? We're friends. So if I get up and do something, you know that I won't do anything unless it's God given, driven. God given. So they were hanging out, right? And a year ago, that King Uzziah died. Did y'all catch that? I saw the Lord high and lifted up. And then he gives the scripture that strain filled the temple. This just tells me you were struck and it was odd to you because you did not see eagle-eyed prophet who he really was in the beginning. His cousin was king. Uzziah was king. That was Uzziah's cousin. So it was a good setup, and it should have worked out really well, right? And they're friends, right? That some kings and prophets hated each other. Like Ahab, no, not really Ahab as much as Jezebel, but Jezebel, she's really the king, and Elijah hated each other. But this wasn't the case with the two of these people. Isaiah and Uzziah were cousins and friends. And here's the thing. Uzziah sinned. Now, he might not have had to die. This was my theory. He might not have had to die if Isaiah was listening. Are you listening, prophets? Because you are there. I realized it a couple of weeks ago. I said, my pastor scares me. I don't know if he realizes he has a prophetic gift or not. He scares me so bad. I think he's also really smart, so I want to peel his brain like an apple. Take the peel orange, take a peel right off and see how much God is in it. And eat the God out of his brain. That's just Jamie. I want to do it to Pastor Randy. I want to do it to Pastor Howard now. I want to eat your brain. I want to get so close to you that I can get what you got. Leave me breadcrumbs on the floor. I don't care if it's hot. I need you to drop them like they're hot, but I'll pick them up even if they're cold, and I will eat them, right? Because bread is bread no matter where it comes from. It is still bread. Give me crumbs if you got it. She said it. She was on the floor. She said, truth, Lord, but even the servants get to eat the crumbs that fall from the master's table. Meaning, she sat like a dog and would lick up the crumbs if she had to. I said, I'll do it. I would travel from New Jersey. They didn't like me there. Now I'm here. I might as well get everything I got, right? So if you got some crops, I don't care how I look, getting on the ground, running after you, Pastor David. I will pack the crumbs and I will eat them just like that. Drop them like they're hot. You can drop them when they're hot. I'll pick them up when they're cold. I will heat them up with stuff if I want to. Put them in a microwave. I will make croutons out of them when they get stale. If they get stale like that. If they get hard, I will put them in some soup. If I hand them out, put some butter on it. I will take it, make a bagel out of it, eat some breakfast with it. Cinnamon toast crunch with it. Eat some, what's that? Tricks. Silly wabbit. Tricks of the kids. With it, I will put it at the table. Hey, don't play with me. Bread and bread. I need bread and bread. I need to eat, but I also need to eat. So I go in on Sunday, right? It's a hint to, but this is the day. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will enter his gates with thanksgiving in my heart. Yeah! Tell about how into his gates with thanksgiving in your heart. With the flu. I got two things in my heart. Thanksgiving and phlegm. Pick one. But while you're picking, move. I'm on these crutches. I gotta get to the front. I don't play. I crutch run my way to the front. I got to get to Jesus. I can't wait for you to let me by. I will crutch you in your back. I will stick a crutch. And just standing in front of me too long. Bang! I'll crutch you. Get out of the way. Jesus in the church. He not here. Going into the temple. I'm a temple. I need to fill my temple with some Jesus. And I venture to say that was not Isaiah's contention. And also, Uzziah was shown an act of grace because of it. Why? We know in the year that King Uzziah died, that was the act of grace. We feel bad for the people that went in COVID. We do. I still do. I still do. I listen to Choice D. Forget your yesterday. Learn from your mistakes. Press forward. My old pastor knew Choice D. Like he's double award winner. He knows the Whitney Houston. He was in the movie Preacher's Wife. My pastor, because Alan Darling. He's pretty popular. They talk about how Choice Need was such a humble guy and how he passed COVID. It was sad, right? And I'm going to say the same thing I said before. You feel bad for people that passed, but I will tell you this much. That was grace to them. Do you guys remember when we first started doing the blog? And I said, I don't know what this is. This was before COVID even started. I said, I don't know what this means, but I had the eeriest dream. I walked into what seemed like to be a cafeteria, and I pushed these metal doors. You know, the kitchen doors, push them open. I pushed these metal doors open. I walked, and there's these long cafeteria tables. Long cafeteria tables. Long. And I was walking with, I believe, Holy Spirit, because he only let me look up and see what he wanted me to see. I saw a little tiny timer. All these tables were empty. Nobody was sitting at them. No food was on them. Nothing. It was shiny meat. One egg timer, kitchen timer. Next to the door. I walked past the timer, and I just turned right. I immediately knew to turn right. I walked towards the oven. Because for some strange reason, it's a cafeteria. I'm in the cafeteria back, but they have tables in the kitchen. What should be the kitchen? Huge. I get to where these big ovens are. Huge, huge ovens. Silver ovens. Ovens on top of each other. I don't know what you call them. I've never seen them. But this is what I saw. It was this man. One man. And I told him this melody. I said, I don't know why he had this spatula. I'm not thinking he's doing something. He's like pushing in, pull out, pushing in, pull out, push, pull out, push and pull out. Pushing this big wooden spatula. Huge. The man had eyes like pools of water. I saw him. His hair was kind of like a ruddy red, like a reddish brown. So the something that he had on, his fingers were dirty. No doubt, because he kept pushing this thing in, pushing it in, and he wasn't really, what is he cooking? He was aggressively just baking something, like pushing. The oven was not closed, and it had not been closed. From what I could see, he just kept pushing it, pulling out, pushing, pulling out. Found his apron. His apron had soot all over it. His fingers had soot all over it. And he had a circular hat, this weird circular hat. And a spatula. I didn't understand the circular hat. It's like a small on his head. It looked circular, like it's round. He's shoving this thing into the oven. Shoving the spatula in the oven. Eyes like pools of water. Color, I can tell you exactly what the color was. The royal, royal blue. More cerulean. Would not look at me. He knew I was there. Did not look at me. I came, stood right by him, looked in his face, and then looked in the oven, and then looked at his face, and he did not stop, and did not look at me. he knew that I was there. He knew, but he did not. And he finally pulled out the spatula. He had sweat on his brow, right? Big spatula, tiny loaf. Burnt to a crisp. as if he had just finished doing something so great, something that he meant to do, and he meant to finish this. And so he wiped his brow, and he put it in front of me, took the spatula, turned towards me, and put the bread on the table, and just stood there and looked at it. He didn't look at me, but he put the bread in front of me, burnt to a crisp. And then the hard part about it is, it looked like a croissant. That's what it looked like. It looked like a croissant. Like, you know how the croissant has rolls? You still saw the rolls. You still saw the indentation of the rolls. It was burnt to a crisp. It was black. Pure black. It should have been disintegrated. This was the one thing that confused me. It should have been disintegrated. I didn't understand hat, and I didn't understand spatula. But the bread should have been disintegrated. It was so burnt. It should have been like ash falling off the bread, because there was ash all over him. And I remember how his fingernails looked. He had meaty fingers. Clean table, clean spatula, clean bread. Not one part of the bread was lost. Not one part of the bread was dropped off. Meaning, what God showed me even about COVID, yes, it'll be this push and pull, and it'll be this tragedy of experience, but not one part of the bread. We are the bread. We are the bread of life, right? Jesus uses us to feed those that are hungry, right? So we are the bread of life. Not one piece of bread, not one chunk, not one crumb was lost. It was burnt to a crisp. We were all affected by COVID, but not one crumb was lost from that bread. It sat there, and it was a burnt piece of bread when it went in. It was a piece of bread when it came out. We just had to go through the cooking stage of it. Y'all see Jeremiah talk about the potter and the wheel, and whenever anything happens, the pottery doesn't come out like he wants it to, he takes it and he smashes it on the ground, right? Smashes it. It's a very aggressive motion, but then the scripture talks about him picking up all the pieces, not one piece lost, all the pieces, and putting it back on the wheel and starting all over again. Did one piece miss feeling the pain behind being smashed? No, every piece felt it. Every piece was a part of it. We did not get out of COVID without everybody was affected by it. My friend Craig died at the pool. Everybody was affected by it. He died because of the vaccine. And not even the vaccine, the booster. He got pneumonia and he couldn't get rid of it. Went in the hospital and did not come out. I remember the last time I saw him and what I said to him. I was like, Craig, you're a grown man. Why your nose running? I was a jerk. We got out of the pool and I was sitting there with him and Sandra. And him and Sandra, they were our teachers actually. And he used to do Zumba with us afterwards. Him and Sandra were best friends. And he lived across the street from her. And I used to talk to them and get weight loss tips from them. And I started hiking on them. We sit on the little bleacher thing that they have, and I'll start hiking on them. I just got out of the pool. What else am I going to do? I go, Craig, okay. And that's the last day I saw him. And the last time he saw me. But I know I'll see him in glory. Craig came to all my museum exhibitions. Craig came to all my gallery openings. And I told Craig, I said, Craig, I want to make smoothies. He said, what? He said, I don't have this way of talking to people. I just start conversations in the middle of it. I said, Craig, I want to make smoothies. He said, okay. Next day he came with a book. I still have it of 100 smoothies. 100 ways to make smoothies. For Jamie. Because Jamie said she wanted to make smoothies. Was Craig lost? No. I definitely will see Craig again. Craig was a believer. I definitely will see Craig again. Absolutely. Craig was getting released from the hospital. As a matter of fact, no, correction. Craig wasn't getting released. Craig was releasing himself. He was going to release himself AMA that very next day, and he died that day. He died overnight, I think. He got tired. He was in the hospital for 8 weeks. He's like, I'm not doing this no more. So he's leaving. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm leaving. I didn't make it out of that room. Grace. It could be that something crazy, much more crazy, much crazier will happen or has happened. We know the Bible lends itself to that, right? But so that may be the grace. I don't know, but God is saying grace. Grace is extended. They're still a part of us. Joyce Need, Craig, they're still a part of us, right? They're still a part of that loaf that was being cooked. It's just that in it, their story ended differently. In the story, in them being cooked with us, their story ended differently than mine. I don't know how my story's gonna end. still a part of the roof, right? He said, in the year that King Uzziah died, I saw the Lord, right? Uzziah was his cousin. In the year that King Uzziah died, though, I saw the Lord. You're a prophet, and he's known as the eagle eye prophet. And it's funny because this book has 66 chapters in it, so it's modeled after, it's supposed to be modeled after the Word of God. 66 books. And so this eagle eye prophet, right, who the Bible is kind of the setup, the structure of the Bible is modeled after, right, the 66 chapters, 66 books, right? Isaiah, he's an eagle-eyed prophet. What happens when your eagle eye goes blind? He was blind. He was a blind God. Right? Everything that Jesus said to the blind gods in the New Testament is attributed to Isaiah. Because Isaiah chose to be blind, right? Because it's not that Uzziah was blocking him. He got behind Uzziah and tried to look through Uzziah. You understand? I can only be blocked by you if I let you block me. If I move around you or move to the other side, you cannot block me.